Sam's call for Nate. So hi everyone. Today I'm going to present my primary sources exercise on the concepts call for Native American resistance in 1810. And this call was given by 1810 by this Shawnee leaders to concept, and this document captures his call for unite among the American nations to resist the land laws to white settlers. So and at this part, I find the four key concepts for the whole this call. So firstly is a native sovereignty. And this means the right of native people to keep their own land. And the second is collective land rights. Tecumseh argued that the land belonged to all tribe, not every individual. And the third will be the resistance to white encroachment. And finally, he called the area each different tribe to be together to be the unite. Okay, the next page I will talk about some historical concept at that call. So as we all know, it's the early 18th call, and it's at that time it was a period of U.S. to expansion into native lands, and at 1809, the Treaty of the Front Wales sold the millions of acres to U.S., but it was signed only by few tribes without the consent of all tribes. And also we will talk about the concept, which is the Shawnee leaders advocating for the plan in indigenous unite. And also he's addressed it to resist the white encroachment and the land sales at that time. Okay, and at that part, I just collected some quotation from this calling, and the first sentence: "The way and the only way to check and to stop this evil is for all red men to unite." So, I use this quote because this quote shows the concepts believe that the only way to stop the white encroachment is to bring all native people together and bring all red men together. So, and he emphasized a version of land is to and he emphasized the version of land as a shared and equal rights for all tribes and all red men directly, and this point will directly changing the American systems of the private priority. And for the second quotation, I used it's belong to the first who sit down on his blanket. And in this sentence, the concepts just explain the traditional native understanding of the land use. So it's belong to every tribe who sat down on there. And at this sentence, we will figure out the hazing the occupies determines the rights and the land it belongs to everyone who is using it, and no one else has the right to take it off until it's just disappear. And these contracts shapely with the Europe land sales and the ownership law. And for this in these pages, we will talk about why does this matter. And I believe those traditional calling materials is really matter because this material just give us a native perspective on the U.S. expansions and that land rights. We through this traditional material, we can figure out how the native people think about this historical period, and challenging the U.S. legal concepts for individual land ownership, and challenging the dominant U.S. narrative. And I believe this concept will reject the primary land ownership and his organize as in the end, and he keep organize the resistance and those resistance he organized is a really early example of the indigenous movement, and also it's inspired later American sovereignty struggles. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening.